Hello and welcome to EV Review Ireland. My name is Derek Riley. Today we're going to be looking at a long-term electric vehicle that I've had, the Peugeot e-208. I've had it for 4 months, so this is my long-term review. So let's get started.
Today's video is sponsored by EasyGo. As well as being Ireland's largest EV charging network, EasyGo supports over 10,000 Irish EV drivers to find and use more than 1,200 charge points active on the EasyGo app. This works across the island of Ireland, north and south. The team at EasyGo also provide home, workplace and public chargers together with fleet management and payment service solutions, ideal for businesses transitioning their fleets to electric vehicle driving.
So this is the Peugeot e-208 from the outside, and this is the GT line, so it's the top of the spec that you can get. So there are a couple of differences, the likes of the windows, etc. But quickly walk around it, really like the styling of it, love the front grille and the running LED daylight running lights. Really nice front, and the way you'll tell it, the electric from the combustion engine one is on the front there. You will see it's colour coded, whereas with the combustion engine one it is going to be silver or chrome. This one has the black roof on the top of it, and you'll also see at the back you'll see the 3D brake lights that are in there as well. I don't think there's a bad angle on this car. I really like the rear. Really good. I love the 3D lights on the back of it. I love the black strip that joins the two brake light clusters. You've got the reflectors at the bottom, and then your brake light and your fog light at the bottom, and your brake light at the top. Your reversing lights are built into the actual clusters overall. But yeah, beautiful colour, and I really like the black roof on this one. This is the Peugeot e-208 point of view camera. You've got a nice, some people think it's too small, I think it's a good size. You've got that iCockpit display there, and then you can change it on the dash as to what type of display you want on it. On the left and the right, you're always going to have what your range is, and then what whether you're putting energy back in with regen or whether you're taking energy from. Then in the middle you can dial up and dial down. You've got your voice assistant, you've got your volume up and down on here then as well. You then have your phone control, etc. So yeah, good size. This is the GT line, so it has the carbon fibre effect. You've got your 10-inch display on this side. You've got your toggle switches, you've got your heated seats on this model, you've got your storage area for different things, but also has a little lip for mobile phone. Charger either side, USB Type-C, USB Type-A. You also have a nice cubby hole underneath here with a 12 volt. This is the 3 fabric seats on the GT, and it's got ISOFIX in the front and 2 in the back. Then moving back, you've got your gear selector, and then you can see up here it says B. I pull it back towards me again, it goes D. So that's just the two stages of regenerative braking. So yeah, it's a lovely little gear selector. Then down here you've got your drive modes, and you have your electronic handbrake. I'd love if it was a auto hold, but it's not, unfortunately. Then you've got 2 different size cup holders. So the EV Review Ireland bottle fits in the back one, but it actually doesn't fit in the front one. Thanks to Peugeot Ireland for giving me the car for such a long time to review. I really appreciate it. It's great getting a press car for a week, but having a car for 4 months and living with it through winter, Christmas, into spring, and then nearly into summer, you really get to see the difference in the car itself, the things that you like and the things that you don't like. As a reminder, I reviewed this car last summer. It was the Pharaoh yellow colour. I'll stick a link on the screen and in the description. And when we were able to travel outside our 5 kilometres and our counties, I took it home to the west of Ireland along the Wild Atlantic Way, and it was very impressive. I can't fault it at all. There are a couple of things that some people don't like, but I found it great.
That was a good long journey from east coast to west coast here in Ireland. Couple of stops, but the full review is up there. But we'll give you some more highline features. So just to remind you what we're talking about. So it is based on the Stellantis eCMP platform. It has a gross 50 kilowatt hour battery, and it has a 45 kilowatt hour usable on that. Has a WLTP of 320 or in around that, but I'm getting about 270, 260, 270, probably even a bit more as the temperatures start to creep up there. The Peugeot e-208 comes in technically 3 different trim levels. It comes in the Active, the Allure and the GT, but there's 5 different prices because within the Allure and the GT there are Allure packs and GT packs as well. So prices start at 27,495 after government grants, and then the top of the line one, which is the GT one, which I'm driving, is coming in at 33,495. So just under 27.5 all the way up to 33.5. So depending on what trim level you want, because the battery is the same, the electric motor is the same, so it literally is just the toys and the trinkets within that, and depending on what you want, that's what you're going to pay for. The performance is going to be the exact same. It has a 100 kilowatt motor that will give you 136 brake horsepower and 260 newton meters of torque. So not the fastest in the world, but plenty fast. And within sport mode, it'll get you from 0 to 100 in just over 8 seconds. Very capable. I found it in the last 4 months. It's fast enough when you need it to be fast. When you're taking off from traffic lights or coming out of a roundabout, coming onto a roundabout or out of a junction, it's sprightly enough. I've never turned it into sport. I've kept it in normal mode all the way. I'm normal usually all of the time. I try to keep it within that. It also has, so it has 3 levels of modes: normal, sport and eco, and then it has 2-stage regenerative braking, and that's all done through the mode selector gear knob, and so gear knob traditionally, and that will be it. It would be the D and the B. So I would be driving it in normal, and I would be having it in B mode all the time. Peugeot Ireland, and I'm not sure if this is the same across Europe if you're watching this in the United Kingdom, but I know Peugeot Ireland give you a 8-year warranty or 160,000 kilometers, whichever comes first, and that is covering everything, including the battery, and within that time it's guaranteeing that the battery won't go below 70%. If it does within that 8 years, they'll replace the cells. So it's great to have that sense of reassurance within that warranty. People say, oh, what's going to happen after the 7 or 8 years, depending on the length of the warranty and depending on the manufacturer of that electric vehicle. It's the exact same as a warranty on a combustion engine. They'll warranty it for 5, 7 or 8 years. The engine doesn't fall out of the car after that. It will be the battery may have degraded depending on how well you've treated it, fast charging, slow charging, etc. But energy and the efficiency of combustion engines deteriorate over time as well. So a lot of people are getting worried about the battery and what we need to do. Will I need to replace the battery? Average ownership of a vehicle in Ireland is about 3.5, 4 years. So usually people will have changed over. So if you're buying a second-hand or a third-hand car, you just need to do a battery check on it, and any dealer will be able to give you that and let you know the state of health on that battery. Charging the e-208, it will take up to 100 kilowatts on DC, and the standard is 7 kilowatts on AC, but you can upgrade that to an 11 kilowatt if you would like it. And that's handy if you've got the ability of having 3-phase, if you're able to charge it at a commercial unit, or some farms would have that as well, or potentially some houses would have it, but the norm would be 7 kilowatt. It wouldn't be 3-phase, but you can option it with at an 11 kilowatt. And that's great if you're using destination chargers, the likes of the free ones at the moment within Lidl network, and that's been powered by EasyGo, one of the sponsors of the channel.
If you think this car is for you, you can contact EasyGo and register for the app by clicking the link on the screen or in the description.
This long-term review is part of my 30-day series where I'm putting out a video every day for 30 days. There'll be a playlist linked below if you want to go in and see all the other stuff I'm chatting about within the 30 days.
trying to challenge myself to put out a video every day. Things I really like about the Peugeot e-208, first of all, the look on the outside of it. I think it's an amazing looking electric vehicle, and I think that Peugeot have really done and outdone themselves when you look at it compared to the likes of the Opel Corsa. And nothing against that car, it's a lovely car, but just styling wise, I love this externally and internally. I think some of the colours they've chosen, this blue one is gorgeous, but I really like the yellow. I like all of the colours in it. I haven't seen too many white around, and that would be the base colour, but I really like the look of it outside. I like the LED lights. I like the 3D brake light cluster in the back. So lots of stuff that I really like externally, number one. Also walking up to the car and having the option of that keyless start and go. It's so handy. Just have the key in your pocket. It opens up when you've got bags of shopping or you're in and out, whatever it may be. And when you walk away, you'll hear it beeping and it'll have locked after you. And then there's that start button. Put your foot on the brake. It's great. The convenience, and when you're in and out of other press cars and they don't have it and you have to press the button, you get so used to it, and it's definitely something that I would be considering. Those of you who subscribe to the channel, and if you haven't subscribed already, that's a hint. I'd really appreciate it if you could. Would know that I am a huge fan of a panoramic sunroof, and unfortunately this one doesn't have it, but it is an optional. I've read somewhere and watched online where some people said that it's restricted the head height. So I'm 6'2", 187 centimeters, and there's absolutely no problem height here. And even with a sunroof, I don't think it's going to be a problem either. On the GT line, you have this black liner. Usually it is a grey headliner, so you will be able to make it a bit airier in the cabin. I think it's fine for a small city hatchback. It's nothing small about it really. We've been able to live with it for 4 months, but getting in and getting out, no problem with that keyless entry. Would love the panoramic sunroof. Seating position has been really good. I've done long journeys. I've done in and out of town journeys. Excellent. One issue I would have it with the height, and when I test drove it, I didn't have an issue with it. But the longer I've been with it, and it would be a thing just to make sure that when you adjust the steering wheel, that you are able to see the iCockpit in it. Sometimes, depending on how I'm sitting, will obstruct the right in the middle of it. And the steering wheel, some people have an issue with the size of the steering wheel, and it is a flat bottom, flat top steering wheel, so it will be sometimes coming in the line of the view of that iCockpit. Otherwise, I really like that 3D cockpit, and I liked it in my original review. This has the 10-inch, it's normally a 7 or 8-inch screen, so this is a slightly bigger infotainment screen. It has blind spot, which is really nice. It integrates with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is another great feature. It doesn't have navigation built in. It is needed. You need to use the Android or the Apple connectivity on it, but it has some toggle switches. This version also has the heated seats, which over the winter I found were a real assistance. What I would like is, if I was to wave a magic wand, I'd love a heated steering wheel. That would be a lovely addition. I don't think you can get it on any option. Seats are very comfortable. This being the GT version, has those 3 different fabric types in it. It has cloth, it has copy leather, I think it's vegan leather, I'm not sure. It has a perforated leather steering wheel, and it has this lime green stitching within it. Something else that I'd love to have seen in the Peugeot e-208, and I get used to it with other press cars, is the automatic hold handbrake. I think it's great when you have it, and just being able to take your foot off that off that brake when you're at traffic lights or you're stopped, and being able for the car to be able to hold itself, it's great. There is tyre monitoring system in this, and it has speed recognition, speed sign recognition. Very few things I'd fault with the Peugeot e-208. As I mentioned, sometimes the cockpit can be obstructed by the steering wheel depending on my seating position. And the only other thing then would be, I'd love a heated steering wheel. I would also love an automatic handbrake. I think the space has been great in the back. Behind me now, you'd be tight if it was a tall person, but otherwise it's no problem. And also the boot has been very comfortable for us. Been able to live with it, been able to go home and visit when we have been able to get out and about. I could happily live with this size of car and of battery. Getting those 250, 60, 70 ranges, no problem. Now, sometimes at the motorway that will come down a bit, and that's going to be dependent on your driving style. But otherwise, I'll have no problem recommending this car after 4 months to the right type of buyer, as long as the driving style suits them. Hopefully you're enjoying this long-term review. If you haven't already, if you can subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments if you drive a Peugeot e-208, if you are thinking of buying an e-208, what colour it's going to be, etc. If you have any questions now that I've owned and driven one for 4 months, I'll happily answer it as long as I can. I answer all my comments and questions on the channel.
Just a reminder that today's video was sponsored by EasyGo, who are now offering a year's free driving when EasyGo installs a charger at your home or business. For more info or to submit for a quote, click the link on the screen or in the description. Huge thanks again to Peugeot Ireland for lending me the car for so long. Great to have that long-term review on the channel, and I'm looking forward to doing more of them. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Remember, if you think an EV is for you, leave it to me and I'll review. Thanks so much for watching.